Activating the fire within. I'm just sitting down in front of this microphone and I just want to freestyle a little bit based on my emotions and what I feel today and now and earlier, as well as a few voicemails that I received in a conversation. It's not easy out here for most people. Even though we pretend, and I'm not saying any of you are pretending, because you can't avoid going through the fire. You have to go through the fire. And some of us may express a feeling of being not in a good place or a good state of mind to face that fire, but you have to go through it. And many of us spend the energy to pretend that it's a piece of cake. And only when you master yourself does it become easier. But there's levels to this thing. There's levels to this life. There's levels to you finding out who you really are. Many of you are put in situations where you don't like what you find out about yourself. So either you have a choice to, as they say for men, man up, or I haven't heard this as much, but woman up, to be able to face the challenges in this life. Strength doesn't come easy. You don't take a baby, a newborn baby, and expect that baby to be born, or rather, to walk. Excuse me for that. It sounded funny, a newborn baby to be born. I'm out there right now, y'all. I'm somewhere else, and I'm flowing. Excuse me. You don't expect that baby to just come out of the womb and walk. It takes time, and it takes struggle and determination. The baby, when it's born, can't walk. It can't really even crawl. But after a while, being around the family, the mother, the father, that baby is sitting down, probably on the rug on the floor, and sees a cookie that he wants. Now he can crawl over there and probably lift himself up and get it. And maybe not. But now he's faced with the challenge of getting over there easier, where he can reach it off of that coffee table, because that's where the bag of cookies are. He struggles and struggles and struggles. He falls, he tries to walk, he falls down and busts his lip wide open, starts crying, forgets about the mission, but that desire is still there. And eventually that child wins out. And then there's another challenge, another one after that. That's the way it is in our lives, y'all. There's always going to be something on a new level that we have to face. Either we back away from it or we face it. And it's not always external. It can be, in many ways, internal. Those conversations that you have with yourself. You've been pushing so long for something, but it doesn't seem to materialize. You've been desiring something righteously, and you seem no closer to it than you were 5 or 10 years ago. That's where you find out what you're made of. And you don't have to develop the strength overnight to be Superwoman or Superman to achieve your goals. The secret, if there's any one secret to have, is that you keep on walking. You keep on swinging. You keep on swinging incrementally. You keep on pushing. And this is where most people don't get it. As long as you stay in the game, eventually you're going to win. It doesn't mean you're going to win every game. But as long as you keep on playing, you're going to get it. But many of us in this era of instant gratification of likes and hits, we want it now. We want to go viral. We see other people going viral, in a sense, for those who are on social media, because there's so many people who are not. But we still have that feeling of wanting to have that moment of going viral, in a sense, where everything comes together and it's one big party and parade and we just made it. We have to alter what we think as making it. Come on now. Whatever age you may be, if you're extremely young, you may not understand what I'm trying to say, but if you got some age on you, if you've been around the block, you know that the goals, your aspirations, and your desires change with time. Let me go back. Let's say 1982. I was training so hard and going into these bodybuilding competitions, and I was so determined to win something. I wasn't on the gear or the juice or the steroids like many other people were on, so that was even more of an uphill battle. But when the end of 81 came around and I realized I had until April of 83 to win something substantial as a teenager, I locked off and I said, you know what? I'm going to get it. I don't have any time to sit here and think about how I'm not going to get it. I'm going to get it. In early 82, I believe my first competition was February 5th, or it was in Westchester County, New York. I got a trophy. I got second place or something like that. Third place, whatever. Okay, that's a warm-up. I'm going to win something substantial. I'm going to keep on going into competitions until I win something, and I'm going to keep on getting better. As I move forward, I'm going to grow into this. This was my secret pact to myself. I don't care what anybody said. I don't care what anybody whispered in my ear. I'm going to get this. And nothing's going to stop me. I had another life within myself. I had another mindset that nobody detected, that I'd never revealed to anyone else. The only person who knew my aspirations on that level, aside from my parents, but they didn't know specifically what it was. They just knew I'm going for something, and they supported me. But my friend / brother, Mike Scott, he knew. We would talk about it every night, what we wanted to do and how we wanted to win, because he was doing the same thing too. To the point where it meant more to us than what other people thought it meant for them. There's racism, favoritism, politics. We knew that. But damn it, I'm gonna snatch one of them trophies if it's the last thing I do. Now, many know that story with me, right? I eventually won a national title, Teenage Mr. America, the natural version. There were two others that year. I won the overall, I won my class, I won best chest, best legs, best abdominals, and most muscular. I had a lot of metal to carry home from Utica, New York. But I proved something to myself. As small and as insignificant it may seem now to a stranger, it meant something to me. Because I proved something to myself. I activated the fire within me. Just like a little while ago, there was another fire activated from within. And it was the culmination of several voicemails, conversations, and some music that I played that I haven't heard in a long time. And music, to me, it's raw emotion. It's hard to explain because I have a very intimate relationship with music after growing up in a musical household like I have. And again, respect is due from my mother. I always say it, she graduated from the Juilliard School of Music in Manhattan. So I was exposed to different types of music from all over the world. She sung with the Hall Johnson Choir that traveled the world. You can Google that. And that was around for many decades. So we had people that sung with them for a few years and moved on. It wasn't where it was just one set of people. There were new people coming in and out. But she traveled to many places in the world singing, and I lived through that when she would tell me these stories. So I had an appreciation for every type of music, and I knew it would stir my soul. I hear my mother's voice in my head every single day from the songs that she sung, whether it was in English, or French, Spanish, could be any language. She sung in multiple languages. And the feeling that she put into that song, or those songs, makes me cry to this day. And I wish I had recordings of her voice. It touched me that way, not just because it was my mother, but that made it even more intense. So I had these things jump-starting inside of me. And I know that anything I put my mind to, anything I turn my inner fires on, and I hunger for this achievement, not to prove anything to the world, but to do it for myself. So there are a couple things now in my life that I'm not telling anybody about. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I have no time to speculate or convince or display. When it's done, you'll see it. I have to keep that fire internalized. I have to keep it focused. I don't want to open it up and dilute or reduce the heat. I'm going to act normal. I'm going to do things as usual. But I'm going to keep that fire within as it's activated to help drive me to reach my goals. I just want to say this. I don't speak from ego, as many people do, because I'm so tired of the frauds that have come around me. The frauds who just want attention. The frauds who are narcissistic. The frauds who want likes and shares. This is not about that. I'm so tired of that. That's why I'm not saying anything about this. See, there's so many people leaving up out of here, and so many people running their mouth, and they're not about nothing at all. They're not about any personal improvement. They're not about fulfilling their promise to the God that gave them life. They're not about utilizing the tools and the talents that were given to them. They just want to sit there and talk and speculate, but they ain't getting up to do nothing. They're not getting up 4 o'clock in the morning to go running if that's what their goals need. They're not studying. They're not researching. Most people are wasting time. You can't let them waste your time. And it's not for everybody to be on a super mission. But for those who are not, don't get mad when I reach my goals. I was listening to a song a little while ago. It popped up on my feed on YouTube. And I know artificial intelligence and what you input into social media will come back and reflect on you. It will pick something that you like or means something to you. And I haven't heard this song in a while. But of course, back in 1979, I had the record. It was a song by Jackie Moore called This Time Baby. And by the words, you can tell she was speaking about a relationship. But for me, this song, when I would play it back in the day, it was me talking to me. And a few of the words, which, unless you hear the sound behind it, which I can't play, I'll put the link below. But it starts out, this time, baby. You for me for you. That's the way it's gonna be. Yeah. Oh, baby. Oh, babe. We won't be in and out, up and down, all around. Not this time, baby. It'll be me for you and you for me. Yes, it will. I got love on my mind. Ain't no use in me wasting time. I got you on my brain. I ain't fixing to play no games. Baby, you're my life. Give me one more chance to prove my love. Baby, oh, you so fine. I promise to be true, only to you. Oh, this time, baby, we won't be in and out of love. In and out of love, whatever. I kind of mixed it up, but that's what it is. A lot of you know this song. A lot of you know this song. I've been selfish at times, always trying to blow your mind. Using you was so easy. Boy, I used you 1,000 times. I'm not singing to a boy, but that's the words of the song. When it says I've been selfish at times, always trying to blow your mind. Using you was so easy. It's like when we lie to ourselves. We use ourselves sometimes. You know, we talk about people from the outside using us. Sometimes we use ourselves. We fool ourselves. We lie to ourselves. We know what we have to be doing, but we don't do it. Time and time again. When are you going to make the promise to yourself that you're not going to waste any time anymore? Like I said, people are getting on up out of here. We can see the famous people and what they've done. Then life goes on. And we observe their accomplishments. But guess what? What about you? It doesn't mean that your name has to be up in lights. But you have a mission to do. It was to take care of your children, hold down a household, undergird your family. Most of us will be unsung heroes. Most of the world won't know what you go through. Understand that there's not going to be much of an audience oftentimes when you do something great for you, your community, your people, your family, your loved one, whatever it may be. It's going to be like a little kid going to a graduation and nobody in his family shows up. That's sad. And that hurts. But we can't do it for the crowds. I've never done anything for the crowds. That's the difference. And that's what people get wrong with me. You see? Well, Lance gets all this attention. Lance has all these followers. They're gone now. They took the old channel down. Am I doing this at this age for attention? No. I'm doing it because I'm supposed to do it. I'm supposed to share what I've learned. Oh my God, there's just so much that I've learned and experienced. I haven't even got out 1/10 of it yet. That's why I'm going to go more into what I've experienced in this life. And if you can get something out of it, so be it. I can't die and not try to get all of this out of me. I really don't care about likes and hits. When I lost the old channel, people said, oh, he's destroyed now. No. Then you evidently don't know me. Because I have activated the fire within. Some old social media platform is not going to stop that fire inside of me, nor should it stop it inside of you, whatever it is that others think you're aiming for on their lower level of perception, because you got to do it for you. I've always known that I've done this for me and the one who created me, because I'm supposed to talk and open up my mouth. That's why I was given so many experiences, and you've been given experiences too. Mine are no better than yours. We're supposed to share with each other. When you see Brother Neil Frazier come on every Monday night on the show, and he does research and he does what he does so well, you think he's getting $1 million for that? He's doing it because he's supposed to do it. And he knows that his mission to fulfill from where you stand. But too many of y'all are just watching the next person, peeping at them, watching them to see if they're doing their mission. Stay out of it. It will benefit you if it's something righteous. But we sit on our asses and want the easy route, and we get mad when we get older and bitter when we get older when we didn't realize what our mission was. And you got to realize that half the time the world just don't give a damn about it. As you toil behind closed doors, as you think deep in the shadows when nobody else is around. And you'll wonder sometime as a human being if you'll ever be recognized. That's human. Now, if you're in a career or industry where it requires that, yes, your contacts, your network, and all of this, so I understand that. But little old me, I'm going to go out doing this on so many different levels, not just YouTube. Please, YouTube? Huh? Facebook? I was out there years before these things existed. I was on social media. Hundreds of thousands of followers on different platforms. I might be here when this thing is done. Remember YouTube? Yeah, 10 years ago, man, it was good. I think it'll be around. But you think my whole existence and everything that I've experienced is just because of that? But what happened to the conversations I have with real people I run across in life? And we may talk for an hour or two. Ain't no video recording that. Those who know me, you know my essence. I don't wait until a camera's in front of me saying good words and living a fraudulent life. Life in shambles, some of y'all. But you put it up so good on the screen. I know many like that. I know many like that personally. But it's not for me to say anything. I just observe. This is a hell of a journey. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to have people pulling from you, trying to stop you, trying to discourage you, trying to relegate your life down to something of, at best, mediocre. At best. And you can't focus on them. Oh, you don't want me to go nowhere. Oh, you got to know that. I appreciate it when someone displays what's in their hand. You know, when you're playing cards, you have a hand and, you know, somebody could peek over the shoulder and see, oh, you don't have such a good hand. You're probably not going to win. But even when you don't have a good hand, if you activate those fires from within, what's wrong with me? I'm saying words all funny. I'm just so passionate right now. I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep no time soon. I'm ready to fight. Thoughts were hitting me earlier about those in my family line who have passed on, passing the baton on to me. I'm not racing against any individual. I'm racing against myself and my capabilities. And I know where I'm supposed to be before I leave this earth. And I know lots of times there are many people who don't finish the race. See, the Creator gives you enough time to finish your mission. It's us who slow down. And some people say, oh, this person's gone too soon. No, you wasted time. And I'm not wasting time. I want to transition empty. I don't want anything left. Listen, when you all buy mustard, when you all buy ketchup, let's just say you get that squeezable plastic ketchup bottle. And you get a hamburger or something that you want to put some ketchup on, and you squeeze a little bit out. Don't you try to squeeze out all of it before you throw that bottle away to go buy a new one? Nobody I know squeezes the bottle 1/5 of the way from the top and says, oh, we're going to get rid of this and get another one. That would be foolish. You're wasting ketchup. So why would I waste my life gabbing with do-nothings, gossiping, talking about who got what and who did what to what and who said what about what? No. I am very rude to those types of people. I don't care if they live in another country. I don't care if they live down the road. Don't waste my time. And if I waste your time, banish me from your life. And most likely you're doing me a favor because it gives me more focus to do what I need to do and what I want to do. I have no time to peep through my windows or turn around and see what the next person is doing. The more and more I live life is the more and more I know I need to stay focused and focus from within. Self-motivate. Stop trying to keep up with somebody else who doesn't even know what their mission is. Isn't that something? Many of us are trying to keep up with the Joneses, and the Joneses don't even know what it is that they're supposed to do. Be running around behind people. Me, I'm very low maintenance. It doesn't take much for me to be happy. Give me a pencil, a pen, a piece of drawing paper, and a little light if it's night. And I will sketch and draw. If I have a laptop or a computer, I'll write. I was doing that years before YouTube came around. How dare you relegate me to mediocre talking heads? And again, I'm not speaking out of ego. But many of us who have confidence oftentimes fall victim to this cookie cutter agenda of fitting in. You're not supposed to fit in. You're supposed to stand out. Everyone is supposed to stand out in their own unique style. I'm not changing myself from who I am to keep up with a fad. I'm Lancescurv, and I will always be Lancescurv. And if I do evolve, it'll be an evolved state of Lancescurv that was supposed to be. I am not the same as I was 10 years ago or 5 years ago. I didn't completely change. Everything that's there that's good is still there, and I added on some more. I always use the analogy or the story where you go back to an old neighborhood that you moved away from for 10, 15, 20 years, and you go by the house that you lived in or the park that you played in close by if you didn't have a house, and you see the tree that you used to climb, and for a split second, you can't recognize it. Wait a second, that's where the tree was, but this tree looks different. It's the same tree, but it grew. And it got more branches on it. So righteously, you should have grown and have an extension, more branches of the same you. You're growing. You're evolving. And if you're not growing and evolving, you're stagnant, and anything that's stagnant, you know what it does. It stinks. It stinks. There's no way around it. You can cover it up with a good smile or feigned fake words that you borrow from somebody else to make it appear as though you're deeply spiritual. But after a few challenges in life that shows your character, it pulls off that facade quickly, and you see that individual for who they are. Because many people are so concerned about the outward appearance. We're not talking about fashion and clothes. Yeah, that too. But they're concerned about the mask that they wear, or the multiple masks that they wear, if it's helping them to get by and not be discovered because they know what's on the inside of them. Right? Just like another clip. I used to not really understand this guy, but now I understand this guy more now, Charleston White. Gotta give credit to what he said. I don't know him as a person. Maybe he's rotten, maybe he's good, maybe he's an eventual coon. I don't know. But I just saw something of him saying to the effect of where an interviewer asked him a quick question. It was a YouTube short, 60 seconds. And this person asked him, how can we heal the black community? Maybe you saw this thing. Now, these are not his exact words, but basically he said, community? Don't care about the community. Deal with yourself. Fix your family. You got cousins not speaking to cousins. Grandmama's not speaking to the grandchildren. Brothers not speaking to the sisters. But they'll go out there and preach about community when at the core we are rotten. So I agree with that. This is why you don't hear me, oh, the black community, we need to unite and we need to, no, we need some therapy, we need some healing, and we need to deal with each home, like he said, and I agree with that. I'm not going to take his thoughts and try to make it my own. I said, he said this, but I agree with that. And maybe it's something I've thought before on a certain level. I mean, many of us have heard things said in a very phenomenal way, but we didn't say it, we thought it, the concept. Like, man, I thought that the other day. Because we're connected, we think things. Those of us who look within and look at the real essence of life and the real energy that's out there. I only want the real. Ghana's a beautiful country. There's places where there's poverty, really bad. There's places where there's money and riches and affluence, more than you can imagine, like breathtaking. But what I look at are the human beings who move around me. And it was the same in America when I lived there. And it's hard to believe that this September 16th that comes is when I first dropped down here permanently after the 3-week visit in 2019. So this September 16th, 2025 would have made 5 years that I've been here without leaving at all. Can't say I haven't been through a lot, but I sure learned what was around me. And I sure learned the more devious aspects of human nature. And I'm stronger for it. Ooh, and the rise is happening fast. See, these things you go through in life, they help to activate the deeper fires within. If it doesn't, you're done. That defense mechanism that mechanism that helps you to survive, not only just survive, but overcome. And your righteous brilliance will always shine through if the Creator wants you in that position to shine, not just for yourself, but for all things righteous. And boy, what a journey it has been. And here I am, just as strong and fiery as I ever been. Sometimes you get shocked sometimes, and you have to go within your shell and really think. But nothing really comes to you that wasn't something that you already knew. You already knew what was around you. You cared not to look at it. But when it comes down to it, and you face it, and you use it to make you better, you have nothing but thanks for those entities and those situations who help to rise you higher. And I can't wait to share what's activated within as far as these fires are concerned. Oh, I can't wait. Whether you see it or not, I can't wait. It's going to manifest anyway. It's not something where I said, hey, I'm the winner. This is a race. I'm racing against anybody. No, it's not that. It's just a milestone in my being that I know that I can achieve and will achieve, because all the ingredients are there. But this is not about me. I'm sitting here trying to encourage those around me who may feel that it's a little hard sometimes. It's only sharpening you for something bigger. See, you're going to cut through adversity. But how are you going to cut through adversity with dull blades? Right? So situations that are difficult in your life that you feel are difficult, those are your blades getting sharpened. And when blades are sharpened, certain parts of it, just ever so slightly, is cut away. And nothing likes to be cut. You can cut your skin and you'll feel it. You can get a paper cut and feel it. But we have to realize when we're going through that pain of being molded for the future opposition and battles, that what you're going through right now will have you cutting through those future battles with ease. You know how it is. What used to bother you before, if you have righteously ascended and worked on yourself, doesn't bother you now. You say, 15 years ago, this would have made me pull my hair out, but this is easy because I've been through this before. I'm handling this with no problem at all. It's like a fighter who didn't fight a particular style, and that style gave him problems. He won the fight, but barely, and the opponent wants a rematch. So when that fighter gets back in the gym to practice more for that style that almost defeated him, he's going to defeat that person easier. Like they say, the rematch is always easier. So when you got to deal with things that you had to deal with 15, 20 years ago, now if you're 20 years old and it's 20 years ago, you're a baby, so tailor that to your life. What put fear inside of you before doesn't bother you anytime at all. And I tell you, I had to really think about life. Forced in a situation that was, for most people, would be very fearful. I spoke about it before. The time when the van driver, and the vans out here are called chochos, and he had an attitude with me for some reason. Maybe he thought I was some rich American guy, and who does he think he is? And I don't carry myself that way. I dress like the locals. I carry myself, and many know me, where I live in this village. But this guy, when I asked him to let me get off, he ignored me. And this was an express van going way to another city. Well, he kept on going, and eventually I got out because somebody else was getting out. And that was about 15 miles down the road. There are places along the way where people live. But in this part up here where he drove me, it wasn't any 5-star accommodations or bright roads or anything. Little villages. Little humble villages. And most of the people are sleeping. And most of the roads are dark. So I hopped on another van that was going the other way, and I got off too quick because I saw a sign that looked like my road. And so when I got off and realized, and I called back to the van, it kept going, and that was the last van. So it looked foggy, but my elevation in the mountains are so high, it's clouds. The daytime, the clouds are higher up, but at nighttime, they seem to drop. Fog and clouds are two different things. Walking down a dark road that has no lights for miles in the mountains, while you hear all of these exotic animals that you don't hear in the daytime. It's amazing with nature. You can walk through a forest in the daytime. And I've experienced this in America. Walk through the forest and see the trees and the leaves, and you might see a squirrel or a little bee flying around or something, or, something running through. But oh boy, when nighttime comes, you hear, like, what the heck? And it's in stereo surround sound, like something's right up on you. And you're opening up your eyes wide and can't see anything 3 feet in front of you. Now with the clouds, they have a way of looking grayish, and you can see the trees as huge as they are. And one thing I learned for sure that night, because it was around midnight, I had 2 heavy bags of groceries, and I'm walking up and down mountains. Because it's rolling mountains, but most of the time I was walking up a grade. What few cars passed me by would not stop. They said, this guy, what is he up to? Must have scared them. But yeah, I learned a lot. Because it was like being somewhere where no life was. I mean, I know I heard the animals, but I walked and I walked and I walked. And 15 miles is not a million miles. When it's pitch black and nothing else around you, I couldn't even see the edge of the road. And next to the edge of the road, they didn't have the guards that stop a car. On some parts they did, but some parts they didn't. And I got close and kind of felt the side of the road go down. I could have walked and fell down on the grade, and that's it for me. Because it's high up here. But after a while, I got gritty from within. I wasn't running around crying and scared, but I said, I'm going to keep putting one foot in front of the other. I don't care how intimidating it felt out here, but I'll tell you one thing, trees have life in them. Trees have a presence. And every tree I walked by alongside of that road, even some that were not too close, but they were so big, I looked at them and saw the presence. Felt it and saw it. I didn't see eyes on it. It didn't talk to me. But you could see it. The trees have life. So for those who are tree huggers, that hug a tree and feel a rush of something good, you're right on point. Dear sister of mine out in Orlando, she turned me on to that. And we did a few shows many years ago in Orlando, and I want to bring her back on. But that's real. And it can be frightening too when you're not ready for it, when you really feel it and see it. It might as well have been a giant, a 20-foot giant, a 30-foot giant standing there, looking at me. That's the way I felt It also let me know that this life is nothing but energy. We have our bodies, but we are energy. And many people talk that talk and don't even realize what they're saying. They only say it because it's in fashion to talk this way, or the group of people that they're trying to impress speak this way. No. When you really internalize it, you have a bigger appreciation for nature and every creature that lives in nature, how they all have a way of communicating, they all can feel your energy, and we as human beings, especially those of us who are HUE-MAN, human, of color, black, melanated, copper-colored, right? We have a higher propensity to absorb energy and feel the energy of others. But we kill it off. We've thrown that talent away because we follow everything electronic, and we depend on that more than our own instincts, and we lose our instincts. If you don't walk on your legs and you sit down all day, and you go to the big supermarket and you sit down in a wheelchair and never walk, you're going to lose your ability to walk properly, slowly but surely. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And that's your spiritual energies and ability to discern. You must meditate. You must be away every day if you can, for a little bit of time, to go within yourself and activate those fires from within. You have to. Do you know how many people are walking around that you know, that you may have known them for many years, and they're walking around and they don't even know who they are anymore? They're going on memory. They got so caught up in their job, the job became their identity. That's why when they're fired or retire off the job, they're lost. They may have gotten into, say a woman got into a man so deeply in a relationship and lost herself. She gave so much to that man and she doesn't even know herself anymore. Years before she met that man, I'm talking about in a bad relationship, one where the man sucks from her for his purpose, and he's not giving back and sharing and making sure that not a boundary, but a safe proximity where he makes sure and she makes sure that you still have your sense of being an individual. You must have that. You have women and you have men who get so caught up in the person they're with that they lose themselves. In this world, you cannot lose yourself. That is detrimental to the progress in your life. So many people are by themselves out of a relationship. Doesn't mean you're alone. You might be a little lonely sometime, but you got to understand, when you eclipse yourself 100% with yourself, you're so strong. You're so strong. And you're not going to sell yourself short into a relationship that takes you out of yourself, where you lose yourself, because that's a sad thing. Because when you lose yourself into another person, into just a job, into something that you're doing fanatically, and it's not you, when you lose that, or it's not around you anymore, you're lost. You can't even go, and I'm not saying to go eat ice cream because that's a dairy product, and some people don't eat dairy. We're just talking normal here. You go into, in America, you have a place called Baskin Robbins. What is it, 33 different flavors of ice cream? And you knew when you were just a teenager, the best flavor you like, the second best, the third best. You go up in that place, you don't know it anymore because you lost yourself. You lost yourself. Don't let situations take you out of yourself. You may think you're doing something good. I worked all these years and I did all this overtime. You have a huge retirement if you can get one out of that job. And you have lots of trinkets and baubles and rubies. But soon after, that job that you were on all the time, where the job became your family, the job became your essence, and you leave it and you feel empty. And how many of us know someone who worked on a job for so long, and they get home and have a little more time, and they die because you lost yourself into this external situation. And when you lose yourself, you can't cultivate the fires and activate them from within. You have a fireplace in your house. You put the wood in the fireplace and you have everything in there. It's going to burn for hours, very long time. But if you don't check on it and add a little wood here and there, it may burn all night. That's cool. It may be embers for a while, and you put wood and it starts again, but you got to keep this thing going. This maintenance, you have to keep it going. You can't give up. It doesn't take much either. That's the thing. It doesn't take much at all. But you have to be on it. And you can't let something from the outside pull you away. You got to stay on it and stay focused. The problem is that we stay focused on all of this stuff. My smartphone annoys me sometimes. It's too much now. It was cool at one time, years ago. Now, I'm online a lot. I'm on my phone a lot, receiving things, but now there's apps that I had to get rid of because it's just throwing information at me. And there are people who send me hundreds of individuals who will send me 200 and 300 and 400 things a day. This one person or two people or three people. You think I'm going to sit down and lose myself? There are times when I purposely leave from my home and leave the phone cut off and sitting on the table at home. And I'm out. And I don't miss it. I have a local phone that local people can call me on, or people who know that number, which I don't even think I gave that number out. I've made calls on it. But I'm not going to make any of this stuff make me lose myself and time fly. No. Look around, years went by and I didn't do anything what I'm supposed to do? No. Do you really know yourself now? What are your goals in this world? Even if it's something that you want to do for yourself, that you want to achieve. Something for you. Because we have enough takers out here in the world. You got to take care of yourself and pamper yourself and love yourself and do right by yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing noble in neglecting yourself. Well, you do for your children. Okay, we know that, or an elderly person who needs you in your family. But these little flotsams and jetsams that come around in your life, and you concerned about them and they're taken from you and don't give a damn about you? No. Lancescurv and I said we want to build our house this way and that way. We don't want it to look like anybody else's houses. I didn't come out here to be a cookie cutter up in somebody's face type situation. I came to be focused in this segment of our lives and live the way we need to live. Only then will you be good for anyone else. If they're righteous and have good intentions with your energy, but then again, you can't let everybody in. That would be a crime. It's sad. Many of us were taught that we live in this communal world and we treat people nice and they'll treat us nice, and we give and we receive. It's not like that in this particular year and beyond, and it hasn't been like that for years. but you have to deal with greed, envy, jealousy. Folks that want to steal your destiny. They're envious of you being you. So they want to shut you down. And many of you don't realize it. They see your potential. And they try as hard as hell to keep you from shining. And you don't even know you have that potential, but they could see it. And then years later, after you didn't even go near what you could have done, they'll tell you, oh, you could have been a great businessman. You could have really been a great, and they're rubbing it in your face. And you correct them and say, no, I am, if that's what you want to do, I am going to be that. Just like I know at 62 years old, I still got some game up my sleeve to shock the world. I got talents that nobody knows that I have. I'm not going to die with that empty. That's why I made my trek out there today to, get some things that I need to pursue this thing. And I'm going to shut up about it. It ain't nobody's business until you see it. But fulfill yourself. There's nothing wrong with having fun. And that was taught to me today by my life coach, the great Customato, my dear sister. It has to be fun. It has to be free. And you have to flow. Fun, free, and flow. When you have fun doing something that is righteous from within, and you're free with it, and you flow, you don't get the interruptions. You're about to do something and somebody else knows it, and here they are bombarding you with all these emails and text messages, trying to distract your mind. Shut out the world and activate the fire within. Because it's there. You may be looking for it externally, and it's right there inside you. The answer is right there inside of you. Isn't that something? We're looking everywhere else, and it's right there for us. And this world will keep you distracted. What is it that you want to do? Even when you're in a relationship, yes, you must compromise, but you still have to come to the table with what your demands are. When Mrs. Scurv and I began to build this home, I told her, there's two things that I want out of this house. Privacy and the beautiful traffic flow that fits in a beautiful way. A traffic flow that maximizes the size of the house. Some people who design a house, you walk to the front door, you're looking at everything. No. There's so many nooks and crannies here, balconies and floors and angles. I said, I don't want to look outside and see anybody that's not living here. I didn't come here with anybody. No, not for that. So I'm happy with the results. With her, it's her kitchen and gardening. Oh, she can knock herself out with that stuff. And I'm happy. For me, I wanted my studio. Oh my God, it's way bigger than the little room I had in Orlando, Florida. We can pack a few people in here and have some speaking engagements. And anybody want to come up here and have church? I got all the space for it. Symbolically, just throwing it out there. But everybody's not getting in here though, number one. No. We don't get along, you ain't never coming in here. If your energy is off, and I detect that, no. You have to protect your space. You have to protect your space. So you can bring yourself to the proper vibration so you can get accomplished what's in your soul to accomplish. Because as you get older, if you don't have it that way, you are not going to be happy. Now look at how many things you put around you. Like the foolish statement that I heard many years ago. He who dies with the most toys wins. How stupid. He who dies with the most toys has more people around them fighting over what you left behind. Because they watching. They watching. Oh, I thought he was going to leave that big house to me. He gave it to charity. Don't watch me. I got to follow the voice from within. And if you can't do that in this world, you're lost. Because there's so much to grab your attention. You trying to doze off and sleep and can't put your phone down. You driving, can't put your phone down. You having sex and trying to peek at the phone. God, dog. I thought I saw it all. Eyes wide open, absorbing nothing except one dopamine hit after the next. And that's all. I'm going to come back with one more tomorrow like this, just free flowing. If there's any topics that you want me to speak on, I'll be glad to speak about it. Remember, we have our Lancescurv After Dark Saturday evenings. Anything goes. No topic is taboo. That's what I should call it. Taboo. Those who know me know what that means. That name means. Shout out to Jack Griffin. I know he knows. Anyway, I hope I stimulated you in a certain way, in a positive way. And there's so much more to come. I'm going to put this up and let's vibe on it. Let me know how you feel about the words that I spoke. Life is a journey, and like I said, we have to continue to sharpen our blades, the blades that we are, because if we're dull, it's going to be hard cutting through the trials and tribulations that will be in our way. But also, if we're sharp, we'll turn those trials and tribulations into victories. And that's the real deal. Much love to you all. Lancescurv out. On to the next one. Peace.